A new Audi A4 is big news, especially for Autotrader. Not only is this car one of the best-selling cars of its type, but on the Autotrader website it is also one of the most searched for cars, period. And that means that you lot really rather like it. This facelifted version hits UK shores in September, so what's new? Well, everything except the bonnet, boot lid and the roof, according to Audi. Every other external part has been fettled slightly, although it has to be said the overall look isn't a million miles away from what it was. There's other new stuff to talk about as well, the main highlights being some new engines complete with mild hybrid technology to make them a bit more efficient, considerably more generous standard equipment and an all-new touchscreen multimedia interface. And here it is. It's no longer controlled by anything so archaic as dials and buttons. The whole thing is built for the pinch and swipe generation. The fully digital instruments are now standard across the range, which also helps make the cabin feel really high tech. It all works reasonably well because the graphics are sharp and the menus are pretty logical, although you will have to spend some time getting to know the system before using it really becomes second nature. Being an Audi, you'd expect the quality to be good, and it is, but be warned, we've been in quite a few examples now, and how posh your car feels depends very much on the grade of your car and on the colour scheme you end up with, so you better choose wisely. Practicality wise, it is everything you expect, with room for a pair of gangly adults in the back seats and a very decent boot by class standards. If you think the looks have hardly changed, even less has changed about the A4's driving experience. It's a really well-rounded car to drive, providing comfort, quietness and responsiveness in equal measure. Yes, some rival cars are a bit more agile in the bends and some are marginally more comfortable, but for a blend of abilities, the A4 is really difficult to beat. It'd take us the rest of the day to tell you about all the various engines on offer and the varying degrees of mild hybrid technology attached to them, but you can read about all that stuff in our written expert review, which you can get to by clicking the link in the top right of your screen. For now, let's concentrate on the engine we've got in this car because it's likely to be the best seller, and it's a 2-litre diesel with 163 horsepower. It feels really nice and muscular from about the mid-range upwards, and that means it's capable of a very presentable turn of speed. Having said that though, it does feel a tiny bit reticent to get going initially, but that's less to do with the engine and more to do with the 7-speed twin-clutch automatic gearbox. When you get your foot down, it just takes a second or two to figure out the best way of delivering the pace that you're asking for, and in the meantime you do feel like you're sat in the power delivery doldrums a little bit. Like we said though, it does feel really strong after that, and it's really smooth and quiet even when you're working it really hard. So the general appeal of the A4 is much the same as it ever was, with quality, practicality and civility all rolled up into a very desirable package. With the latest A4 though, you now get sharper looks, more equipment and better value for money, and that is not going to do its desirability any harm whatsoever. If you like this video, then please do tell us so with a cheeky thumbs up, and why not subscribe to our YouTube channel for loads more videos on all the latest cars.